Turn in your eyes. You just won't need them anymore. When your mind is ours to do with what we please. Everything you owe and everything you need. Sacrifice your leaders, like it or not, or else you're going down with the ship, death on the rocks. Blind follow, blindly, all our hopes and dreams washed out to sea.
Good morning, it's High Voltage News with Eugene Cleaver Roundtree III. Megadeth, Millennium of the Blind.
All your money's ours to bankroll corrupt wars. You can't see what you're fighting for.
You know what you're fighting for?
Trust your leaders as they send you out to die. The true face of evil can't be seen without eyes. Sacrifice your leaders, like it or not, or else you're going down with the ship, death on the rock.
You gonna go down on that ship?
Centuries ago, came the spawn of Christ and the Antichrist, and darkness fell upon people, and the children, they were born faceless, without eyes that could not see, born to themselves. They lived and they died in the millennium of the blind.
Do you have eyes to see? Then see. Do you have ears to hear? I'm here to tell you that we are not going to be the millennium of the blind. That's off of the album 13 by Megadeth, Millennium of the Blind. And so it begins. We will not be blind. We will not turn our face. We will not hide from the evils of this world. That's what they would like you to do, and that's what got you in the place that you're in right now. Technology has come such a long way to where you can point out what is happening in the world, and you can see it right now as they try to put closed ties around the information that gets out. The Trans-Pacific Partnership is SOPA and PIPA on steroids, to quote David Knight at Infowars.com. The Trans-Pacific Partnership is something that the leaders that would love a consolidation of power over the masses are trying to implement every day. Right now, they're trying to get that worked out with legislation, which they would hope would trump all laws in all nations. It would be Agenda 21 inspired, and they would like to control you all with this Trans-Pacific Partnership. Put it this way. You say something they don't like on the internet, you get 3 strikes, you're out. You're in a private court, you have no chance for any protection. You either abide by their rule, or they put you away. We cannot be the millennium of the blind. If you have children, if you have loved ones, if you have a family, if you have a heart, you cannot sit by and let the few people in this world control you the way that they would like to control you. They do not send themselves out to war. And here's the other thing. To quote Bill Hicks, comedian, for there to be a war, there has to be 2 armies. No, you have been duped for years and years and decades and centuries. War on drugs. Where's the other army? War on terror. Where's the other army? You know, that sandbox called the Middle East would not have a gun in it if they didn't make them and manufacture them and then ship them there. You're told that it's Shiite versus Sunni. Well, if it's really Shiite versus Sunni, get all of the guns that we produce out of their hands. Let them duke it out with their fists. Let them use their pitchforks. Oh wait, they don't have pitchforks because they only have sand. They don't have fields and grain. Starve them out. Don't ship them any food. You really want to stop war, you can stop war. But no, what they want to do is have a bottomless pit that they can fly helicopters of soldiers in and have a life expectancy of 10 seconds on the ground like in Vietnam. I had an English teacher that went there, survived, and came back. He was a great guy. You know what he told me his favorite book in the Bible was? Corinthians, because it gives us hope. He'd seen Vietnam. And he went there for what? Because the government drafted people? Because the government sent their kids in? You know, a politician could say they love children, kiss some babies, but then at what age does that baby become an unloved object that they throw into war for population control, resource allocation, and domination? At what age? Because now we see a government that wants to kill babies before they're born to the tune of 50 million abortions since the 60s. But yet somehow they want to bring in 30 million illegal aliens from Mexico. But here's the fact of the matter. There's no such thing as an illegal alien. Listen to Stephen Molyneux and you'll get another perspective on that. But what they want to do is get in another 30 million to sway the vote, give them a vote, and hope that they vote for a certain political ideology and a political party member. Maybe to take away your Second Amendment rights of protection. Well, doesn't that make sense? Because they're arming the police force to the teeth to control everybody. So they're not for gun control, they're not for you not having guns, they're for them having the guns. And that's all they care about, because what's going to stop them from doing whatever the heck else they want to do? You follow that line of reasoning? That's why you can't be the millennium of the blind. That's why you have to stand up to them, because really they're weak. They're weak. They use domination through money. If they didn't control you through the currency, if they didn't control you through taxation, you would not get up in the morning and do these horrible jobs, which just waste away your day. Seriously, come on. Good food, let's just take this for example. Good food, organic eating is shutting down corporate fast food poisoning. Come on. If a hamburger from your local fast food place can survive 14 years unchanged, does that tell you that it's food, or does that tell you that it's something that's supernatural or man-made or what have you? It's not food. It's something you can consume, but I could sit here and eat paper shavings and plastic shavings too. And if you look at it, what was in the news from Subway and their yoga mat bread, that's what you're doing, is eating plastic shavings. May as well be. You're eating a yoga mat or a shoe sole. It's petroleum-based product inside of your bread. So if you take back your food, if you grow it from the ground and don't include a middle man in your eating process, I mean, grow a carrot, grow a tomato, grow this or that, take your vitamins. That gets you that part of survival. Build yourself a house. You've got shelter. Make yourself some clothes or buy some clothes. That's cool. But do you really need to be doing the rat race for all of these things? What you're essentially doing is you're being forced to leave your family, go out for the day, 12 hours a day, come home, and hope that you just made enough money to pay to live there another day. And why can't you have an electronic source for energy or solar choice? Or seriously, you drive by and you see street lights and traffic monitoring cameras and all these things set up with a little solar panel. It's energy perpetuity for the state. They don't have to go and maintain it. Even if they did, it'd be minimal. Maybe change a photovoltaic panel. Big deal. So they don't want you to have any of that. They don't want you to have any thing working for you as you work, because it's all about residual work anymore. Royalties, residuals, passive cash flow. If you can have anything working for you, then it frees you up to do what you like to do and enjoy life. And that's what they want for themselves. It really is. Any smart person would want that. I would love to have money working for me, except I look a year later at my car payment and my balance, and I owe more still than what the sticker tag on the car was a year ago. I lumped in another vehicle and took a loss, and it's just ironic how that plays out. But who's getting the money that I've been paying $230 a month to for the last 15 months? The bank. And so we have this middleman involved in your purchases too, but you need that car to go get a job, and that job, as long as they can rig the money currencies, isn't going to pay you what it needs to cover what you purchased. It's a vicious cycle, and they know that, and they keep pumping it in certain ways to make everything crack in their favor. But they want to keep you distracted with all of these little things in life to where you don't notice, or it's too late for you to do anything about it, or it's too late for you to care, make you apathetic, but then give you these little token things that'll like uplift your day for a moment, and then you're like, life's still cool. And so it's a horrible situation there when it comes to the rat race, the hamster in the wheel, and that being you, not anyone else. Does that make sense? So they've got these boogeymen as well, and the boogeymen are there to scare you into accepting some horrible things that are pushed on you, like the security stuff, the spying on you stuff, all of this. And so you're in this situation that you find yourself in, and will you crawl yourself out? It's a question you have to ask yourself. We're going to go to another track by Megadeth off of their album 13 called Black Swan, and it's like a shadow in the churchyard looming over you. Is this the war on terror? Because I still have yet to have somebody from Al-Qaeda, which is financed by the CIA, knock on my door and look at me and be like, I'm from Yemen. I'm from Somalia, or I'm from Syria, and I'm here at your doorstep to wage war on you in the middle of the night. You're fighting a boogeyman, and if the leaders really knew... Well, if the leaders weren't going along with the agenda, then they would know how to stop it, but they choose not to. They want to perpetuate conflict in the world. They don't want a better life for you, and they don't want you to enjoy your life.